I went broke. 2023 of July, I went broke. So this whole, I stayed in jail for 5 nights. We got evicted. I didn't. One of my best friends passed away within the church. It's all of our year of intention. The word of the year is intentional. So I'm just being very intentional with everything I do, and I pray that you all are as well. Hey baddies, I hope you all are doing well. This is gonna be somewhat of my introduction to my YouTube channel, along with asking a few questions that I've been getting on TikTok and Instagram, just in general, about me, myself, my life. So I'm gonna try to answer everything, talk about everything that I feel the need to talk about, and to just give you an insight on more of me and my life. My content creation journey started on TikTok, and although I started TikTok back in 2021, I believe, I initially got somewhat of some attraction, and my videos started going really viral when I moved to Dubai. So a lot of people know me from being in Dubai, living in Dubai. I only lived there 3 months, but I gained a decent amount of following within that short period of time. So that's what a lot of people know me for. Y'all can call me Miss Dubai if y'all want. And at the time when I moved, a lot of people didn't know a lot about Dubai, and I think that's what made people tune in more. Like now you kind of see more Americans going to Dubai, also traveling to Dubai, living in Dubai, and talking about Dubai more, and people have more of an understanding like how they do things out there, opposed to like all the rumors and misconceptions about Dubai. But yeah, since I initially moved, more and more people have moved there. When I first moved, I didn't know not one American, had never seen an American on social media, from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere, moving to Dubai, living in Dubai, or even talking about Dubai the way that I did. So it allowed me to gain a lot of traction, and I did kind of do something that was out of the ordinary. So from that, I was mainly on TikTok. So I know most of my followers and supporters are from TikTok. The big question is, why did I leave Dubai? And I am here to answer the big question. Why did I leave Dubai, and where have I been? So I left Dubai for a couple of different reasons. So let me backtrack. So I've been traveling to Dubai since 2020. So I've been traveling to Dubai since almost 5 years now. It's November 2024. In January will be 5 years I've been traveling to Dubai. I went there on my 21st birthday. I've always known about Dubai all my life. I had an uncle who, his girlfriend lived in Abu Dhabi. And if you don't know, Abu Dhabi is another Emirates in the UAE. Dubai is not a country. Just like in the States, the United States of America, we're comprised of 50 states. In the UAE, I believe they have maybe 7 Emirates. I'm sorry, I don't know for a fact how many Emirates they have, but it's kind of like how we have our states. They just call them Emirates instead of states. In the United Arab Emirates, they have different Emirates. So Dubai is an Emirates. And then you have another Emirates, which is Abu Dhabi. Uncle, his girlfriend, was teaching in Abu Dhabi. She had already been there years, so they've been there like since I was a child. So he had been traveling back and forth since I was probably in middle school. So as I got older and got in high school, he would stay there longer. They were getting more serious in the relationship, so he would stay longer. So every time he would come back after staying 3 to 6 months, he would always come back and talk to all of us about it. All of us, as in the rest of my cousins, his other nieces and nephews, and just whoever wanted to listen or wanted to know more about it. He used to just always tell us like, we need to go, we need to experience Dubai, Abu Dhabi, like it's just so different out there. I have hundreds of stories he's always told me about. So since I was in high school is when I really got interested in traveling, because my friends, I was around girls in high school where their parents travel with their family. They travel with their family a lot. Their parents made them travel. So around that time he was talking to me about Dubai and seeing my friends travel, I really got into wanting to travel. And that's initially where my urge and desire for travel started. That's where it started. I did not see Dubai on TikTok. I did not see Dubai on Instagram. When I was traveling to Dubai, Dubai wasn't even like a popular thing, as popular as it is now. So yeah, that's where all that started from. I've been going 5 years now. I've been over 8 times, which is not a lot of times, but yeah, and I've lived there for 3 months. From 2020, the first time I went, I fell in love. It was everything I thought it was gonna be times 10. I didn't know about staying, when you travel that far, staying longer in the country so you don't feel like you weren't there long and you traveled for no reason. So we actually weren't there long, but I instantly wanted to go back. But you know, COVID happened. I didn't go back in 2020, but I went 2 or 3 times in 2021, and the same with 2022. So from 2020 all the way up into the end of 2022, I have been wanting to live there. Like it was my goal, it was my dream. People who knew me in person knew this, but it wasn't something I was just always posting on social media. By this time, like, people who do follow me on social media realized that I was going there a lot. So obviously I had to like it, but I never really spoke about living in Dubai. So I went through a period, in 2022, I went through a period of, I was making really good money. I was traveling a lot more, and I went through a period of just feeling like, what's next? You know, like, I've done everything I wanted to accomplish. Like, I'm able to get up and do whatever I wanted to do, but with me having so much freedom and time, it kind of just made me feel like, you know, like, I'm not really living life. Like, I'm not in my purpose. I'm not doing what I need to be doing or I want to do. Like, once I get a certain amount of money, I'm just going to leave and go to Dubai. Like, this is something that's been on my mind. I can put my apartment on Airbnb. I'm just going to go and figure it out. So by this time, I do have friends that live there, but most of my friends that were living there at the time were not in Dubai when I went to Dubai in August of 2022. First time around was a little bit more difficult and lonely, and I knew it was going to be like that, but I still was just like, I don't care, I'm going to go. So I just took the risk to go. I saved up the money I needed to save up. I had a number in my head. I saved it up, and I just went. Like, I packed my whole apartment up, I put it on Airbnb, and I went. So with my experience in Dubai, I enjoyed living in Dubai, and I did realize it was for me, and this is something I do want to do long term. But when I initially moved, I told myself that I was only staying 3 months. Like, I was just going to try out 3 months, then come back for the holidays, and then once, like, I came back for the holidays, if I still love it, I'll go back. I'll let go of my lease. By that time, January of 2023, I knew my lease was ending. So I was like, okay, I'll let go of my lease and I'll be good. You know, I'll just go back to Dubai. I'm going to save up even more. I'll be good. Living in Dubai, I didn't really know what I know now, in a sense. I stayed in a to sum it up, I stayed in a hotel my first month of living there. I should have never done that. I should have went straight into finding an apartment. So I spent a lot of money, unnecessary money that I didn't take account for spending. And also with the Airbnb, this was my first unit, my first time ever doing Airbnb. I also put my car on Turo as well. And I would get bookings. It was going good, but my rent was so high. I was paying $3,000 in rent for a 2-bedroom, which is pretty high, and that was in 2022. A lot of money to be paying in one place and having to pay that same amount plus a little bit more for another place. Because my second month of living in Dubai, I did have an apartment, but my rent there was $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. So yes, I was paying a pretty penny to live. Both places are covered, both places. Now, as far as my rent in Dubai, no, as far as my rent in Atlanta, it was covered for the most part by the Airbnb, but in my head when I moved, I thought the Airbnb was going to be my money to live, not to just cover my rent for Atlanta. Like, I didn't have a real backup plan as far as what I was going to do for money to live in Dubai. I did look for jobs, but the pay in Dubai is a little bit different. I can talk about that in a whole nother video. Comment if you want me to talk about that. I can talk about that in a whole nother video. As far as jobs in Dubai, living in Dubai, the income, what they have to offer out there and what they don't. Whole nother video, but not this. Around the time it was time for me to come back home, I was running out of money. I'm just being real. I was running out of money, and I'm like, okay, I knew I was coming home around this time anyways, but I definitely do need to come back home, reestablish my plan, because the plan wasn't working. The plan wasn't going the way that I expected or thought it was going to go. That's the main reason why I left. Also, I actually had paid, okay, so my second apartment in Dubai, the last place I stayed in Dubai before I left, I had paid for a month there, and I ended up leaving a whole week and a half early, I believe, because I was bleeding somewhere, and I didn't understand why. And I tried to go to the hospital out there, but if you don't have insurance out there, the insurance is pretty cheap. It's pretty affordable, but I don't know the exact price for insurance. But you have to be a resident to get insurance, and I wasn't a resident. I was on a visa at the time. I didn't go straight into getting my residency. And yes, I didn't have insurance, and it was pretty expensive just to go to the doctor and see what was going on with. That's not diagnosis, and that's not treatment. So I would have had to pay a pretty penny just to see the doctor, along with whatever diagnosis he was going to give me and whatever test he was going to run, along with whatever treatment he was going to give me. Going home in a week or two, I might as well just go home early. So I ended up coming home early. The very last week of October 2022, I literally came home a day or two before Halloween. I just remember being in Atlanta on Halloween in October 2022. So technically, I probably stayed it wasn't a full 3 months, but it was pretty close. So I just say 3 months for short. But I came back home. Something to have me being home, one of my best friends passed away. So she passed away. God rest her soul. I pray she's in a better place. But with the situation with her passing away, she did commit suicide. So it was really hard for me to deal with that, and it was really hard for me to grieve the whole situation. I had never experienced someone that close to me passing away, let alone passing away because of that. That's a whole ordeal for me to talk about within itself. All I can say now is with processing that and dealing with grief, I'm in a lot better place than I was then. And I know it gave me strength and a lot more power. And I know for whatever reason, she felt the need to do that. I became, I don't want to say okay with it, but I became at peace with it. So yeah, that was that. That was a lot. That was December 19th of 2022. Mind you, my birthday is January 8th. So I had initial plans to go back to Dubai for my birthday, January 8th. My friends were going to come with me, and I was just going to stay. My friends were going to leave after my birthday. I still ended up going to Dubai for my birthday. Once December 19th happened, everything kind of just changed for me. So I knew that, okay, this is not me going back to Dubai to stay. I'm going to have to figure that out another time. This is me going back to Dubai for my birthday and coming back home to deal with the things that I need to deal with and process the things I need to process. So that was initially the first thing. Now we are in January 2023. 2023 was a year, baby. 2023 was a year. 2023 was trials and tribulations. That was my year of trials and tribulations. So 2023, I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I can because I went through so much that year. So, January, I went to Dubai for my birthday. I had an amazing birthday. It was a really good, great time. February of 2023, I got into a terrible car accident. Hence why I have a scar on my face. I constantly get questions about this scar. People automatically assume it is something like domestic violence related. Not the case. I got into a car accident. I was in a head-on collision. 2 people within the car accident passed away. I was in the car by myself. And I believe it was 3 people in the other car. I'm not going to speak much on the car accident. I just want anybody out there to know that if you have been in something like this or you're in a situation like this, you're going to get through it. And if anybody wants to comment and talk about their situation, I don't want to talk about my situation. And I'm going to tell you a little bit why once we get to what happened in May. Went through a car accident. I pray that you get through it. It's a different type of trauma, but it is a trauma for a reason. It weighs on you mentally, physically. I was in a hospital for about a week. I had to learn to walk again. It's a blessing that I even look the way I look. It's a blessing that I have just this scar on my face. And it's been a year and 6 months now. The scar is still on my face, but it's a blessing that I walked out with just the scar on my face compared to how heavy and big and traumatic the accident was, you know. I could have lost my life. Unfortunately, 2 people did pass away and lose their life, and I pray their soul is also resting in peace. All I can say is God was watching over me, and it was so strong and of proof that He was, and it's such a big testimony for me to the point where it made me get close to Him. It just kind of hit me so hard to the point where like I have to get close to Him. I have to figure out like why, what, when, where, what made Him save me and why I'm still here. April came around, and during this time, well, we got evicted from our family house. So after my lease ended in January and I was still processing the death of my friend, I decided to just move back in with my parents, save money to move back to Dubai. The goal was still, even though I was going through the things I was going through, the goal was still to move back to Dubai. So once April came around, even after the car accident, goal was still to move back to Dubai. Because by the grace of God, by the beginning of April, I felt good enough to be back active, be back outside, be back interactive. You know, I still couldn't properly walk all the way. I couldn't even walk in heels. Like as soon as my knee just wasn't strong enough. I walked fine in flats and tennis shoes, but with the high heels, my knee wasn't strong enough to like carry and arch my leg. I could show y'all my scars. I don't think I'm going to show y'all my scars in this video, but I'll just tell y'all where my scars are. But my knee was busted really bad, and hence why I had to learn how to walk again. So, but I was good enough by April to be active and to be outside and to just like be around my friends again. My stepdad was already going through this process of private citizenship, equity, consumer law. He's studying all this stuff, and to make it short, he wasn't paying rent. And he wasn't paying rent because he was taking out different cases and filing different paperwork on the house that we were renting out. Mind you, we had been at this time staying in this house for at least about 5 years. At least. I really don't remember what time we moved in, but I know it had to be at least 5 years we were staying in this house. I guess his case didn't go as planned, and we were told we were being evicted. So we instantly moved. So mind you, I'm still healing from my car accident. I can walk just fine, but everything is just not full. I haven't fully recovered, you know. We got evicted. I have a lot of family in Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, but I didn't know where I was going to go per se. And I didn't want to stay with a family member. A lot of my family like stays with other family, you know, so it wasn't nobody's house in mine where I would be by myself. I'm really a loner at heart when it comes to like my home and my space. When I go outside, I'm very social, I'm very out there, I'm very open, but when I'm in my house, like I want to be alone. I don't like living with people. I never really have, and when I moved out my own, I realized how much I enjoy being alone. And yeah, so I just didn't want to go to a family member's house because I knew I wouldn't be alone. Crazy enough, my best friend that passed away, she's a twin, and her twin sister was living on her own because of my best friend passing away. So I ended up staying with my best friend's twin sister, and I was roommating with her. So that's now end of April where that all happened. Got evicted, ended up living to May. So I'm thinking, you know, things are looking up for me. I'm just trying to see everything as a blessing. I'm getting closer to God. I'm meditating every day. Reading every day. Just trying to change my habits, but slowly but surely. Nothing drastic, but I'm just like, if I don't do nothing else, I need to get closer to God. So May of 2023, I decide, you know, like things are getting better for me. Let me just take a trip. You know, I still love to travel. Travel is my passion. I know for a fact I'm not moving back to Dubai. I'm not ready to move back to Dubai yet. I don't have enough money saved up to move back to Dubai yet, but I do want to go visit. I can't go this whole year without visiting Dubai. Again, y'all just want to be out there. So I have a friend that's British. She's from London, lives in London. She asked me if I wanted to come with her to Spain. So I'm like, yes, yes, I want to go to Spain. She was just like, just get your ticket. Once you get there, like, you'll be good. It's my guy friend's birthday. He's covering everything for his birthday. I'm like, great, sounds great. Spain is closer to Dubai. I'm like, I was already thinking about going to Dubai. I might as well do a 2-in-1. So I booked a trip from Spain, from Atlanta to Spain, and Spain to Dubai, Dubai back to Atlanta. As I am going to the airport, I get arrested at the airport. I did not know I was going to get arrested at the airport. I did not think, I would never went to the airport if I had known there was a warrant out in my name. So there was a warrant out in my name because of the car accident for homicide. As I told y'all earlier, 2 people did pass away. Initially, it was one person that passed away on site of the car accident, and another person passed away. It's sad to say, but this is how the law works. They waited to indict me, waited to see if the second person would pass away or not, so that way they could indict me for 2 charges of vehicle homicide. That's what the warrant out was for. And reckless driving, I had a couple misdemeanors, but 2 felonies for 2 different accounts of 2 different people. And like 2 or 3 misdemeanors, like wrongful driving, some other stuff I didn't even try to remember. So I get arrested at the airport. I'm in the airport just crying. Call my friend. At the time she was dating a police officer, and I'm just trying to see, like, what did I get arrested for? Even when they arrested me at the airport, they didn't tell me what I got arrested for. Nobody knew at the time. They took out the warrant. What's so crazy about the whole situation, they took out the warrant a day or 2 before my trip. So they had just taken out the warrant. So it wasn't even like fully in the system. And even when I got arrested, the guy who took me, that car accident happened in DeKalb County. So the guy who took me to, oh, my skin is breaking out. But the police officer who took me to DeKalb County from the airport, it took him a minute to even... Okay, so the police officer who arrested me didn't tell me what I was being arrested for because he didn't know at the time. At the time, they were waiting for a police officer from DeKalb County or another county to take me back to DeKalb County. So as they're waiting, they don't know why I'm being arrested. Eventually it came in and everything had processed and they were able to see why I was being arrested. So he told me that it was because of the accident and vehicle homicide. And once the police officer who was taking me to DeKalb County got there, he allowed me to see everything that I was arrested for, and he showed me all the warrants and all the charges. So now I have an entire charge that I have to fight now. I have a whole case out on me. I stayed in jail for 5 nights. To be exact, I was counting, losing my mind, y'all. I have never even been arrested before. They made me dress out and basically live in county jail as if I'm going to be there for the next year. And there were girls in there who had been in there for 4 or 5 years. I thank God I got a bond. Again, this was just God blessing me and watching over me. I thank God I got a good judge, an understanding judge, and I got a bond. God bless that lady's heart. And thank you, God, for always making a way and being there for me. With the case, I'm not going to speak much about it. It's because it's still an open case. Had I not got a bond, I would still be sitting in jail to this day. And I thank God that I'm not. I thank God that I'm still able to fight my case on the outside. So there's that. Also, so once that happened, it just changed my whole life. Like, it changed my perspective. Like, I was just so distraught that even happened to me. Not distraught like sad, but distraught like I gotta do better. Like, I have to go harder. I have to do better because there's no way I should have ended up in jail. Like, it got me to thinking, like, what is going on in my life? Like, what am I doing? How did I even get to this point? Like, obviously it's because of the car accident, but still, I just had to make better decisions in my life. It made me think about everything, like the people I hang around, like why everything has been happening to me, The people I haven't allowed into my life. It got me to even think about the men I'm dating, like, because when you're going through traumatic stuff like that, especially back to back to back, and you're supposed to be dealing with someone or dealing with somebody or on and off with somebody, whatever situation you have with somebody, and they're not there for you, like, it just makes you look at everything you have going on and everybody that you associate with differently. And that's what I was doing. So I said before I was getting closer to God, baby, by this time, I'm like, me and God gotta be best friends. That's just what it is. We gotta be best friends. Like, I have to get so close to him to where I don't go a second without thinking about him. And that is exactly how close to him I got. I have changed my whole life around in a sense of like what I want for myself, my values, the people I choose to hang around. I mean, in a sense, I'm still me. It's not like I just want none on anybody, but yeah, I'm just not outside. I don't want to go to the club. Like, I don't want to do all the stuff that y'all want to do as far as like the people that I was associating with at the time. But like for the most part, like the friends that I was still friends with understood. I just wanted to be more alone with people who were not going through the same thing I was going through, but understood and could relate to like the struggles I've been through in a way. And even if they couldn't relate, they just wanted more for themselves and they were doing stuff so that they can get more for themselves. That's what I wanted to be around. That's what I wanted to align with. My friends, for the most part, they kind of understood, which I'm very appreciative of. But I also cut some people off as well eventually, because things just didn't align, and they still don't align, and that's okay. It's very much okay. Never no beef, just we don't align, and it's as simple as that. After I got out of jail, I guess, I don't know what I was thinking in my head, but I was still stuck on Dubai. 5 days after I got out of jail, I still went to Dubai. I did just go to jail, like, and I know I'm changing my life around. Like, I just really want to just go there one time, because I kind of felt in my heart it was going to be a long while before I went again or was able to go again. I don't know why. Looking back, I didn't even realize that I felt that, but the action that I took and the state I went to still make sure that I went 5 days after I got out of jail, it showed that I knew I wasn't going to go back for a long time. So went out there, had a great time, came back, but when I came back, I told myself, I know the goal is Dubai. I know this is what I want. I know I want to live here. This is my place. When I'm here, I just feel different. Every time I come back, my life is elevated in some type of way. But I do not want to go back until it's time for me to move back there. And when I say move back there permanently. And when I get back there, I'm just gonna, regardless of how I'm gonna figure it out. So I started coming up with all these master plans on how to get back to Dubai. But July. Okay, so around July, this was just a month of poverty for me. Like, I went broke. 2023 of July, I went broke. So this whole time, I did not have a job. I had savings and I had money coming in from things I used to do before. So I felt like I was good. And after a year of doing what I was doing, I got really lazy. And also the Airbnb, like my rent, my lease had ended at Icon, so I wasn't even when I came back home, I still had my lease. When I came back home from Dubai, I still had my lease, and I had a girl who was staying in my apartment, and she was paying me. So, all my sources, to sum it up, all my sources of income, the ways that I was making money, I no longer was able to make money from at this time. So the only other thing I knew to do is to either start back doing something within the beauty industry or go back to the clubs. But I'm like, I want something different for my life. I don't want to be in a club. I want to, walk away from the club scene and makeup. I just don't have a passion for servicing people with beauty. Like, I don't want to be on my feet doing hair, doing this, like doing makeup. I just didn't want that for myself. So I decided that I was just going to get into digital products, digital marketing, anything like passive income wise. So the thing with that is none of that stuff is overnight. Even with my TikTok, I can say that was more overnight when I was in Dubai than trying to start drop shipping, marketing, digital products. Like, all this stuff does take time, and for the people that it is overnight for, it would take you already having a following or living a certain lifestyle that people want to buy into or figure out why you're living that lifestyle. So by this time, I had a couple of videos like from Dubai going viral. People were still somewhat tuned in, but not as much. And it was just really hard for me to make money off of digital marketing, digital products. I'm not a very consistent person when it comes to certain things, for the simple fact that I know at the end of the day, the reason why I'm doing it is mostly motivated by money. And when something I do is mostly motivated by money, I tend to not be consistent with it. Because I'm a very passionate person. I like to follow my heart. Sometimes I will walk away from some money following my heart. I'm just that type of person. Like, certain people money cannot buy. And I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm not going to say I am one of them people that money can't buy, because depending on the number, you might be able to buy me, and that's just me being honest. But I know all money ain't good money, and I'm not just about to take everybody's money. And also, I'm not about to go on my way to lie to people to sell them something online. And that's something a lot of people who do digital marketing and who sell digital products do, is lie to you. They make up this lifestyle, and it doesn't matter where they're living. They could be living in Dubai and struggling. They could be living in Asia and struggling. They could be living in America and struggling. They could be living anywhere in the world still struggling somewhere, selling you digital products. Like, their lifestyle looks good. They're going to teach you how to do this so you can do it and live in this place too. I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be known for that. And also, with what I was doing, the route that I went with the digital products, it just wasn't working. So I did not stick with it. I don't regret not sticking with it, but I just know I was broke, and it was going on months being broke, because I really thought this was something that was going to work out for me. Eventually, end of 2023, I found a job working in a club. Things got a little bit better for me. I spent the holidays with my family. I started saving a little bit. I ended up getting a job at a club, and I started saving a little bit, paying off debts. I had to pay on my bond as well. So I was paying on my bond, spending time with family, just living life with just something like this time I'm getting closer and closer with God, getting into a real routine. Like, I'm sticking by my routine. I felt good enough to travel to Nigeria for Dirty December. And I did. Dirty December of 2023. I traveled to Nigeria, and I had an amazing time. For my birthday in January of 2024, I went to South Africa. So I didn't come back home. So from Nigeria in December to South Africa for January for my birthday. Went there right after New Year's for my birthday. Overall, I had a really great time in South Africa. I will definitely be back. South Africa, I love you. South Africa's a beautiful place. If y'all have not seen my Africa tour video, it's a video of Dirty December and South Africa on my YouTube, so go check that out. It's my first video on YouTube. Go check it out. So y'all can see how that was. It was a great time, but I can't say I made a lot of decisions that showed me all this work I was doing with God, everything I had promised myself, I fell back on and fell short. And then I had some financial struggles in South Africa. So the time, to sum it up, I had a lot of bank issues going on. And I know people say that it'd be people's excuse, but I really genuinely did. And in December, November, along with working in the club, I started trading, and I started doing crypto. So I was in a crypto group from WhatsApp. Found out the groups were a scam, all of them. So I also, along with having bank issues in Nigeria, I also got scammed. And I had in my head that I wasn't going to spend too much money at one time. So I kind of was going with the week as far as spending money. And I didn't even spend a whole bunch of money, because I was losing more money than I spent in Nigeria. But the money that I had set for South Africa was basically being spent on the scam and the bank issues I was having. So I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do in South Africa. And South Africa was really cheap. So for me not to be able to do what I wanted to do in South Africa, it basically means I went broke in South Africa, and that is exactly what happened. So I went broke in South Africa, made a lot of decisions I should have made financially, with men, with friends, in general. South Africa was bad as far as my actions, and I took full accountability of that. But as far as South Africa itself, it's a beautiful place. I can't wait to go back. So when I came back home, I eventually was able to get a flight and come back home. When I came back home, end of January. So I stayed out there a whole extra week because I didn't know how the fuck I was getting home. Back home, realizing, I'm falling short. So this made me get even closer to God, to the point where I don't wake up without thinking about this man. Because I'm like, it's not even what I've been through at this point, it's what I'm putting myself through at this point. Like, it's not even life happening to me, it's like I'm taking myself through these things off of my actions, off of the people I hang around, off the things I entertain, off the things I think. You are what caused a lot of these things, you know? And even though you directly didn't cause them, it's what you're being influenced by that is causing certain things to happen to you that shouldn't even be happening. After my birthday, that is when I just totally went ghost. I just told myself I was totally going ghost. And when I say going ghost, I didn't necessarily just deactivate all my pages, but I just took time out to just think about me. All of my friends that I were friends with, I just had to think about my relationships and my interactions with all of them, and what they bring into my life, family as well. It got so deep to I just anybody that I was just talking to, I muted all their stories on Instagram. I just did whatever I felt the need to do to secure my mental and to just help myself get in a better place. And it was so deep to the point I didn't care who I had to cut off to do it and who didn't understand it. I wasn't explaining anything, but I just went ghost. I completely went ghost. Of course, like it wasn't like I just stayed trapped in the house. And I can say, looking back now, I probably did go through depression, but it put me so close to God. Like, I don't regret it at all. Like, everything did happen for a reason, still happens for a reason to me. And yeah, I just don't even wake up anymore without thinking about him. And I'm just so blessed to even be in the space I am now, looking back, like everything really happened for me. Let's just go ahead and fast forward to August of 2024. So August of 2024, I'm fully, I wouldn't even say feeling back to myself. I'm feeling like a new me. Like I can be out and do certain things, but still like prioritize God in my life. So in August of 2024, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start saving for Dubai. I got a job working poker games, so everything I was making, I was saving. I started back, you know, like not hanging around certain friends, but just being more active. I started being really close to the friends that I knew I wanted, that aligned with me. So I'm hanging out with my friends that align with me more, seeing them more, being around them more. Yeah, things just started to look a lot better. So in August, I had a good September, I had a good October, and now it is November. And another very big question I have been asked is, are you going back to Dubai? When are you going back to Dubai? Why are you not in Dubai? And to answer the question, I'm going to get straight to the point. I am making this video because I'm about to leave for Dubai tomorrow, literally, in the afternoon. Honestly, less than 12 hours, I leave for Dubai. It's like I don't want to scream because it's late, but I am nowhere near prepared or ready or have what I thought I would have, but I do have enough to go. That's what I'm going to say. I have enough to go, and I'm going to go. I've been getting so many signs that this is something that is meant for me, and with me being as close as I am to God, it's like this time around, I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it with God. I have more friends that are out there. I've met more people along the way, more support, and of course, God on my side now. And I've always had him on my side, but yeah, I promise y'all, it's a different feeling when you just know he's there. Like, when you just know you and him are locked in, when you just know he got you. It's a different feeling when you really believe it. And the leap of faith I'm taking now is bigger than the one I took the first time around. I'm actually going out there with less money than I did the first time around. Less of a plan than I did the first time around. And I did wait as long as I waited to go back because I felt like I needed a set plan. And it's crazy that I'm still going back with no set plan. But I think the difference this time around between the first time around is that I have God. Not that I have God, but he has me. God has me. He has me. I am devoted to him. I want to live for him. I'm still getting deeper within my faith and what I believe in and what I don't believe in. I read the Bible every day, so I'm not going to sit here and say I'm this, and that. I don't even like labels. I don't label myself certain things anyways. I'm just not going to do that one. I'm not going to do that thing. But I will say me and him are like this, and I'm very conscious and intentional with everything I do. The year of 2024 has been very intentional for me. Like, I tried to get to the point of this video and the point of what took me so long to get back to Dubai, and my testimony as well. This is a testimony video, if anything. So I wanted y'all to know all the things I've been through. So when y'all see the grace and the favor that's being poured on me, y'all know, like, this didn't come easy. And even now, like, I'm in such an amazing space, mentally, physically, a great space, but I'm still about to go here and go through some things, and I know it because he's still getting me ready. You know, like, I seen that God is gonna get you ready. So just still take that leap of faith. Like, you have to know his faith and his grace and know that he's gonna see you through it. Like, you don't have to have this, that, and all that together for you to do something. And I've always felt like that. But I think because at first, with me coming back home from Dubai, I looked at it as like I failed something. So because I failed something, when I do it again, I need to do it the right way, and I need to plan everything out. But I've never been a planner, and I've got a lot of things done not planning. And I've got a lot of things done not planning because I've always had faith. I've always had faith in him. Faith has never been an issue with me. I would have never moved to Dubai at the age of 23 by myself as one of the first Black females in America to do it. I don't know for a fact if I'm the first. I'm not going to claim that. But I know nobody was on TikTok talking about Dubai before I was. I know that is Black and American at that. In general, not even Black and American, in general, but specifically Black and American. I know that for a fact. That's something I do know. I know that I've inspired so many people to move to Dubai, experience the UAE in general. But I know I have inspired a lot of people. I still get people asking me on TikTok about Dubai to this day. If I go live, people ask me about it. And I just know my purpose now, and I'm not just doing it because of a drive or just a desire. I'm doing it like for him now, you know. So everything this time around is just about to be different. This time I'm ready for it. I'm ready to eat it up. Like, my faith has always been resilient, but with the things that I've been through is times 10 now. And I just wanted y'all to know, I know it took me a minute to be back, but I'm ready to be consistent now. Be back on TikTok. I'm going to link all my social media so y'all can follow me on everything. I'm going to be consistent on here as well. When you get off this video, baby, click on to the next video, because it's going to be like watching a movie or watching an episode series. Yeah, I just want y'all to know that, for one, you will get through it. There's no more simpler way to say it than saying that. You will get through it. You will get through it. You have to pull yourself closer to him. And I know a lot of us are in a stage right now where we're trying to get closer to him, and it's because we're being pulled close to him. And you're being pulled close to him for a reason. And whatever that reason might be, it is a great thing, and you need to change your mind to see it as a great thing, to get closer to him and to know that you're going to get through it regardless. If y'all ever want to talk, I am here to talk. Even when I was in Dubai before and I was busy, I was still messaging everybody back. Now I want everybody to reach out to me on Snapchat, so I will link my Snapchat below as well. And I know sometimes people just want somebody to talk to, and I'm never too good or too busy to talk with somebody. So y'all can always reach out to me or message me and just let me know what you're going through, and I will be here for you. And whatever dreams you're trying to chase or whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to get through, just know you got to get through it with him. You got to get through it with him. Even if you're in a good place and you're trying to go to a higher place, you got to do it with him. You got to do it with your Father, your Savior, your one and only true God. You have to do it with him on your mind, with real intentionality. It's the word. Like I said, this is my year of intention. All year my pastor has been preaching about intentionality, even within the church. It's all of our year of intention. The word of the year is intentional. So I'm just being very intentional with everything I do, and I pray that you all are as well. And that's from with the people you hang around, what you eat, what you do on a daily basis. If you don't look at what you want to be in life and your daily routines, and they don't align together, then it's time for a change. It's time for a change. But most importantly, have faith in everything you do and believe in him and know that he's going to see you through it. And if you want big things to happen to you, you're going to have to go through some big things. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Like, I know some people make it seem like they got this easy, or people don't speak on their testimonies or things that they've been through. Even up until now, y'all probably still wondering, like, if I just decided to just pop back out in Dubai, y'all probably just be like, oh, okay, she just want to go for a little while, you know, maybe went broke or something, and then got herself back together and moved back to Dubai. When that didn't even have broke was the least of my worries with the stuff that I was going through mentally. Being broke was probably the easiest part. Had I not been broke, I would have got through some things quicker, but still, like, I wasn't just stressed out about being broke. You're gonna have a testimony when you're trying to do something big. That a time will come when that thing happens for you, and when you do it, just give all grace and glory to Him and know that He got you through it. And yes, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, all my socials will be linked below, and y'all make sure y'all watch my next videos. And I hope this kind of explained as quick as possible all the things that have been going on with me and where I've been. Yeah, that is that. I wish you all the best, and I pray that y'all take care. Y'all be blessed and tune in. Bye, baddies. No, see you later, baddies. Get that ooh, baby.